a retro gamer and hobbyist artist with a lot of nerve. Crolister, the master of ponage. Hi guys, Crolister here with this week's How the Freehand Draw for the Super Smash Bros. Series. This week, I'll do Richter Belmont from the Castlevania series. I'm a little bit excited and setting my hopes up because Microsoft finally addressed an issue that computers, cameras, and mics have been having that causes storage in gigabytes to randomly clutter up. And they're supposed to fix it within the upcoming week, so here's hoping. Supposedly that's supposed to happen on the 14th. Somebody that's very into my content has a birthday on that day, so I'll have to make her a present. I started off by drawing the face and facial features way too small, so I just redid it and made it bigger off cam. Then we'll start off with the hair by going like this at the front, looking at the amiibo as my ref as usual. And have some forehead exposure to show his headband. Here, going in the other direction this way. Side hair and ears. Then, finish up the rest of the head. It'll be along the lines of like this. Headband's back. Next will be the neck piece of his tunic. This is the only really tricky part of the character drawing him, really. Just a little bit of neck exposure. Other side flaps around this way. Except along the interior part of the neck piece, because this one's flapped down. This is the white strap piece of his tunic. The lines I'm connecting here. It's the only part of the character that's really tricky to draw, in my opinion. I'm gonna be careful about the placement of the shoulders. He's got some buckles along his shoulders down the tunic. There's a brown rectangular shape on these buckles exposed on his back as they go underneath the tunic on the underside. Then we'll go down to the waistline. Try to be straight for the belt. And instead of a buckle, he has what looks like a belt on top of another belt. One specifically to hold his Morning Star whip, and the other to hold a dagger. Even though he doesn't actually use the dagger in Smash. It's just randomly a part of his attire. Kinda like Captain Falcon's handgun. About here is where I'm gonna draw the dagger. Finish up the other side. Finish the belts off. Except for the grab for the Morning Star whip, which I'll draw just before I color him. That scribble you saw was me picking at a little crumb or some other object off of my touchpad. So, you know, just Control-Z that little blemish. Then we're gonna do the front end cloth, which I think should start where the white line on the tunic front is. I'll just do that off camera. In the final picture, it looks a lot better that way. We're gonna simplify the design. Then I can start the legs. Go a little bit down below the knees. About where I'd measure them. Then we can start his kicks. There's like a little bit of a cloth going around the... like the ankle parts of them. With buckles over them. And simplify buckles. Now we do the arms. On his left arm only, he has bandages around his wrist. I'll just draw the base part of that, and then finish up the detail on it after I color. Specifically on Microsoft Paint, that would be easier. For his right arm, he has a fingerless gauntlet, which should probably make it be more comfy to wheel that chain whip around. Let me refine the edges of that hilt before I go any further. It's somewhat shaped like a cross, which makes sense for the theme of the Castlevania franchise. Unlike Simon in the games he appears in, Richter already has the Morning Star chain whip in the games he appears in, so they were just going to detail the glove. Give it some buckles on the wrist part as well. That's a good size. Then I'll just do a simplified version of his whip. Make it a little narrower up here to show distance. Then we're going to draw a Morning Star, or a Mace Ball, whichever you want to call it. I call it the Morning Star. We're going to give that some more detail specifically after I color as well. So a little bit more detail. We're going to draw a hawk on this side of his belt, which is what he holds the whip on. And some cloth on the back as well. Alright, let's color now. Alright, now we're gonna go back and add some more detail to certain parts that I left undetailed until after I color them, like the whip. Wasn't until then that I realized I missed one of the spikes there. Now, to draw the chain, here's what I'm gonna do. Do little segments with a vertical line in between every other one. That's how you can do it in simplified form. Then we're gonna add detail on his arm bandage. And I still need to add his eyes. And that's going to do it for the whole character draw. So here's the final picture, which I named Overshadowed Hero in Azure. Because, while Simon Belmont was a highly requested character for Smash, not many people knew Richter Belmont before he was announced. Only the people that actually played Castlevania for themselves actually knew him. So, Richter Belmont is one of the ancestral successors to Simon, debuting in the Japan-only Akuma Joe Dracula X Chino Rondo, which had a re-release, I think, on PlayStation 4 with the English name Rondo of Blood, as well as a PlayStation Portable remake of that game, and a kind of make of it on the Super Nintendo that was sold internationally. It was even Virtual Console on the Wii U. And he also appears in Symphony of the Night as well. Not much to say about him as a Smash fighter, because he's completely identical to Simon in the game. So, you know, that is what it is. I do like the design of the character. He's quite BA with his presence. And this picture turned out really good in my art style, I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, there's Richter in my art style. Consider subscribing, or at least checking out my channel if you like any of the franchises listed, because I plan to talk about them a lot and want to continue doing so for my channel. I am a hobbyist artist that makes fan art of different game characters and franchises I like, and will occasionally come out with some Let's Plays of mostly retro games I have that I feel like are worth playing for sport on my channel. There are only a few more characters in Super Smash Bros. Left for me to draw, so I'll come out with those in the upcoming weeks, and check out the ones that I've already done if you are interested in seeing more from me. I am Crolister, Master of Ponage. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more gaming content, and I will see you guys very soon.